Welcome everybody. On this video I'm going to show you guys how to shoot your bow and arrow. So let me try to get the basics real quick. So first things first, before you shoot, make sure your string is waxed. I already waxed my string, but just to demonstrate. Wax your string. It'll make your string last a lot longer. The next thing I want to talk about is how to actually hold your bow. You hold your bow like in a V, a U, or a Y shape, and you hold it just like that. Ideally, when you release, like if you see professional archers, they release and their bow goes straight down, and that's because if you're holding your bow like that, as soon as you release and you grab it, you'll change the angle at which the arrow is actually flying. Like you physically grab your bow, and that little slight change might make you miss your target. So you want to have like some kind of sling or a little piece of rope attached to your fingers and the bow. Another thing is for newbies, you never want to dry fire your bow, and that's because when you have your arrow, the arrow, or the potential energy from the bow transfers to the arrow and it flies off. If you dry fire, that potential energy has nowhere to go but internally, so you'll shatter the bow and hurt everybody around you, and you'll possibly injure yourself also. So never draw fire a bow. And if you're pulling the string, don't pull it near anyone, because you'll freak people out. I get freaked out also when people pull my string on my bow, and I tell them don't release it because you'll hurt yourself. Silencers, the purpose of them is that if I didn't have my silencer on there, what would happen? It would just sound like a guitar string or like a harp. You'll feel that vibration will go do 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 after you shoot. So if you have that and your arrow's in flight, the deer will hear that vibration and you'll spook it off. So another tip is how to put your actual arrow on the bow. So what you want to do is you actually want to hear a little click, and you see that off color feathering. So I have two orange and one white. So my white has to go horizontally to the ground and pointing not towards your bow but outside. See that? Since this is a carbon arrow, I'm able to twist it. So you see that? Horizontally to the ground, going that way. Another thing is you want to make sure you have the right rating arrow for your bow. So if you're shooting a 50-pound bow, get a 50-pound arrow. And if you haven't shot your arrows in a while, make sure you flex them. If not, as soon as you release or on impact, they will shatter on you. So you see that? Just flex them. Because in flight, your arrows are actually flexing. So if they're stiff, as soon as you release and it starts flexing, it'll shatter. Another tip is you want to have on your feathering, you want to put like a piece of or a drop of glue right on the tip, because what some people do, and everybody's done it at one point in their life, when they're drawing, they have their finger right on the arrow, and sometimes they forget to take it out, and then when you let it go, that feathering right on the tip will cut your finger, and it's gonna be really bad. So if you have that little drop of glue, it'll kind of just like bump it off, and you won't get hurt. That's another tip. Your stance is everything. When you draw, you have to feel natural. Like you have to feel like part of the earth. Like if you have a pencil and you stick it in orange, and you move that orange in whatever rotation, that pencil is like one with the orange and it moves with it. So that's how you kind of want to be, like if you're that pencil and the earth is the orange. So stance is everything, and that's one of the secrets. Another secret is when you draw, you have to have complete faith in your bow. Like, no matter, even if you're shooting a new bow, when you draw, the bow will tell you how high you have to aim to confiscate for gravity. Since this is a 50-pound, I actually aim closer. Like if I'm aiming directly at the camera, I'll probably aim about a ½ inch higher to confiscate for gravity. But if you have a weaker bow, you have to actually probably do like a good 5 inches up higher than when you're actually aiming. Depending on your distance, if you're shooting like 40 yards, you might have to aim like about a foot higher than when you're actually aiming. Same with like bullets. If you're shooting a gun, you have to confiscate for gravity if you're shooting at a farther distance. Well, if I think of any more tips, I'll tell you. Let's just get shooting. Alright, so right there's my target. I have a balloon in the center because that's my bullseye area. You can see the inner ring and the outer ring. So let me just take my first shot. I'm about probably about 15 meters away, maybe 18. I totally missed my shot. I at least hit the black. Where I'm shooting at, I missed my target. There's a balloon. There's a bullseye. There's the outer ring. Right there are my shots from last time. You could tell they were from last time because if you look on the other side, they're a lot cleaner. Entrances. That's obviously an exit wound. And here's my other exit wounds from last time. So you can kind of tell which side's which. So this is my first shot, so you guys know I'm not cheating or anything. So let me place the camera again. Yeah, one more thing. That's how much it penetrated wood. I believe it's compressed wood, and it's about 1 inch thick. So arrow is actually more deadlier than a bullet simply because of the physics. A bullet, if you could imagine, will just be this little tip right here. But when an arrow hits, even in sandbags, you'll hit this and it'll stop. But you have this rest of the shaft that still has a lot of momentum, and it'll penetrate even deeper than an actual bullet. Anyways, let's set up the camera. Also, I want to add, I have my dogs trained. As soon as I release the arrow, they will attack the arrow or whatever it is that I'm shooting at. So you might see my dogs chase the target. See that? Alright, so if you're bow hunting with your dogs, just make sure they're trained to attack the arrow after you shoot, not before, or the animal. I at least hit the bullseye, but not the target. Yeah, I definitely need new feathers on my arrow. I mean, yeah, on my arrow. Good dogs. I also want to tell you guys, there's no sights on a traditional bow. So you gotta have to like, hey! Sorry about that, my dogs. They were driving me crazy a little bit. Because they think we're hunting. Since we're not shooting anything, they start getting aggressive. When you guys go to the archery range, you want to have a good pair of polarized glasses to cut the glare. But let's shoot it one more time. I'm getting closer, but not yet. Next shot. I'm gonna stop the video around 13 or 14 minutes. I also forgot to tell you guys want to wear your safety gear, your sleeve, and your gloves if you're shooting. I'm not wearing them, but you should wear them. My arrow actually went through the wood. Let me go grab it. Alright, this time I added a second balloon. Finally hit that first balloon. Now it's time for the second. Leah, Ben. Last shot, guys. Thanks for watching, guys. This is the little group I had. And here's the back. Major damage. Well, thanks for watching. Have a great day.